It's been a full-on year for me and Nikki. Ups and downs, finally defrosted the fridge. Gave serious consideration to starting yoga. Honestly, I've never been closer. Also, it turns out we can't have kids, so we're going to adopt.
No!
Talk to your children!
They're not my children!
Yeah, that was big. It'll be fine though, as long as we keep our heads. Our family's really encouraging.
Certain things you don't get second hand. Underwear, children.
Our support network couldn't be more positive.
My kids suck every ounce of energy out of me until I'm nothing but an empty carcass.
And we got approved. No bother at all. Sailed right through. Communication would be at the top, right? Then you got honesty underneath it. But the communication sort of encompasses both of them. Actually, don't worry, Nikki's eyeballing me.
Rafe, Esther, Jeff in Las Vegas, good morning, or good evening, I should say, right?
Afternoon here, Jeff, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for joining me to talk about Trying Season 2. What a wonderful show. I mean, if I need a laugh, I just pop it on. I mean, it's just such a witty and also a very sensitive show. So thank you for joining me today to talk about Season 2. And Rafe, nothing is more devastating than a young couple who can't have children. And after the first season, did you both hear from people that could relate to the show?
Well, I'm not on social media, but Esther did, right? You heard from a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people who are going through the process or who have been through the process, and just people expressing the comfort that they felt watching it, knowing that their story had been represented and in a way that they could really relate to, and certain moments that they were like, oh my gosh, that's just exactly like what happened with us and our journey and our story. And so that's been a real joy. It kind of, it's a relief as well, because makes me feel like we've done our job properly in telling a story and representing a subject matter that is very real for a lot of people.
And Rafe, for the second season, the couple's approved for adoption, but matching a child is a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, really, I think that's probably the hard bit. I think they thought that they'd got past the worst bit, which was being approved to be adoptive parents, but now they need to be matched with a kid, and there's only so many in the system, and there's a lot of parents. And the central sort of thrust of the second season is they meet a kid that they fall in love with, but it isn't plain sailing in providing a home for her, because there's other people who on paper have nicer houses, fancier jobs, and that sort of thing. And I think it's very difficult for them. But I think as an audience member watching it, you root for this couple. You believe in them. You know that they might not be the richest or fanciest people, but they're good people and they're absolutely deserving parents. And I think that makes for a really fun viewing experience.
And your social worker, Penny, is back. How do you both keep a straight face around Imelda Stanton? I mean, she's just hysterical.
I mean, impossible. It's quite hard.
I actually really struggle.
Yeah, you do really struggle.
Yeah, I have to sometimes close my eyes, or I tell you, like, it's a little tip that I do is, if I can't stop laughing, I put my hand in my pocket and pinch myself as hard as I possibly can.
I do exactly the same thing.
So you give yourself pain in order to cancel out the laughter.
What I really like, sometimes you can see like shoulders like jiggling up and down if there's not a scene that they've got without you laughing.
Yeah. So it's pinching, a lot of pinching going on.
And Esther, Nikki finds a little girl, a princess, and she's determined to adopt her.
Yeah, so it's an incredibly profound moment for Nikki. She kind of sees this girl from across the park and really just knows that that's their child. And then the journey follows them trying to get this child. And actually it's not as easy as it might seem. And there are a lot of hurdles they need to jump through. And the potential for rejection is huge, because they might not actually get this child that they've completely fallen for. And that's really heartbreaking and really hard to come to terms with. But they have to deal with that might be a potential for them. Yeah.
And Rafe, the balance of humor and sensitive subject matter, I mean, Andy Walton's genius. I mean, it really is.
Yeah, he's a clever guy. And as you say, he's dealing with very serious subject matters, but delivering them with comedy. And that's the sort of stuff I like to watch, because it's it's pretty much reflective of my life. I'm always trying to find the comedy in a situation, and I find that when things get difficult, the only medicine is to laugh. And it's a difficult balance to strike, but as you say, Andy's a very skilled writer, which makes the acting and delivery of that very easy, really.
Well, I love this season so far. I'm up for for the adoption theme because my whole family's adopted, my brother, my sister, and myself. So I'm the baby in the family. So thank you so much for the inspiration, and what a wonderful show.
That's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much too.
Thank you.